Hi everybody, I wanted to come on here with just a little quick tip on how my wreaths leave my house. This is a very small portion of what happens, but when I finish a wreath, the bow looks pretty good. Bows are never great for me, but you know, it's nice, it's where everything should be, it's nice and rounded, whatever. Between the time it leaves my house and the time it gets where it's going, and then when it goes into storage, and then when it comes back out, I want this bow to always have the option to look good. So when I have a bow leave my house, let's see how much stuff is gonna fall over. I'm gonna move this right now. Oh yeah, my camera's dying, cool. This is some cardstock. It does not have to be anything spectacular. I usually try to do like a contrasting color just so you can easily see it, because one time I gave someone a wreath, and when I went to their house, the cardstock was still in the bow because they didn't realize it was there. So I'm using pink for this. It's just what I have. I'm cutting, what I need, like, what I, 1, 2, 3, I did 4, so I need 12 2-inch pieces. This is for the 2.5 inch ribbon. If it's 2 1/4, if it's 1 3/4, if it's 2 1/2, if it's 2 and, you know, whatever, it doesn't matter. And this blade definitely needs to be replaced. Let me just go throw that off to the side. So I'm going to cut a couple of 2-inch pieces. This is like 3 pieces at once, and this is like nice cardstock just because it's what I had. You don't need to, how big is this piece? Yeah, and I'm going to cut these in 2. Cut these in half and make them 1-inch pieces. And I usually have a big pile of these, cut at 2 inches and cut at 1.5 inches. I'll cut in 2 inches and cut at 1 inches. I don't know where they're at. Wait, this is not, this is 1.5. This is 3/4. Again, it doesn't matter. This is not staying in the wreath, unless, you know, you're that type of person. So here's my bow. It looks nice. It looks, well, it looks okay for one of my bows. I'm going to take these, just one piece. I'm going to fold it up like this. Give it a little crease right there. So if it needs to expand, it can expand. I'm making like a teardrop. Do you see how this is folded? This is in there. This is the shape of our loop. So if this is smaller than the 6 inches these loops are, or these loops are, it will expand some and stay in there nicely. So do that. I'm going to take this, put my curved edge at the top, put my flat edge at the middle, towards the middle, and stick that in there. And I'm going to work from the back to the front. So again, fold this down, fold this up, however much you feel like you need to do. That's probably too short, but we'll see. So I just got this bow all nice and pretty for my pictures, and now I'm smashing it. But the theory here is that this bow will keep some structure that it wouldn't normally have. This one's being delivered like personally, like it's going local, so I don't have to worry about mailing it, but it will, you know, protect it a little bit during shipping if it has to be shipped, and hopefully when the people receive this, they know to take these out and put them in the box the wreath came out of, put them somewhere. When the wreath comes down next year, these go back in, it goes into storage. If something lays on top of this, if the bow gets smushed, it's going to bounce back a lot easier than it would if it didn't have any support in there. So we did the buffalo check, and then I did the denim. And if you're making bigger bows, you can cut what is it? Like scrapbook paper. I have a bunch of old scrapbook paper packs that I'm like, you know, there's stuff in there like I used all of it because that was the pattern I liked, but there's always something in there that I didn't like. You could cut that too. Just to make sure it's, you know, a heavier paper. Like, don't try to do this with like printer paper, you know. And it takes a little extra time to do. It costs barely anything, but when they open that box and this bow looks perfect, it's perfect as my bows look, you know. This one's struggling a little bit. People are going to remember that. So if somebody buys a wreath from you and somebody buys a wreath from, you know, Joe down the street, and your wreath comes looking like it just needs to go on the door and his looks like it needs... Why am I assuming it's a guy? Joanne from down the street, you know, hers comes looking like you need to... You're going to have to figure out how to... You're going to have to YouTube a video on how to fluff out a bow to put it on your door. Who are they going to order from next time? They're going to order from you, sis! And if you give Reese's gifts, and just a little extra thing, and doesn't take a tremendous amount of time. I need to start doing this before I take my pictures, but I think that would be cheating. I feel like, wow, look how big, fluffy, and juicy that bow is. I'd be like, wait a minute, he's got cardboard in there. Like, you know, like those, if you ever watch like how they make the fast food look so good in commercials, whether it's like everything's held together with toothpicks and, you know, the steam is made using a fog machine and the tomatoes are made out of old fish heads. That's what that would be. Lying and subterfuge. Pure theatrics. Okay, so see that one a little, because this is a smaller loop. I'm just gonna pull it up a little bit more. Get it in there, and the tension of the paper will hold that bow, that loop as open as it can be. I did this too. The big double door wreath I made, and my mom came over. She's like, I don't really like that ribbon. And I was like, well, you said you liked it the other day. She said it looks weird now. I said, why? She's like, I don't like that white border around it. And I said, Mom, that's the papers holding the bow together. You know, holding the bow nice and neat. She was like, oh, okay. Well. Well then, she said. How small that I make these are like 5 inches. Okay. Alright, you get out. I don't know what your problem is. There we go. That's how we behave. Yeah, I mean, that's rare that you're gonna have to like take one out and put it back in. Oh good, my neighbors live. Business! Business! Neighbor just came home, leaving again, no big deal. I'm not trying to work, you know. So you're getting whatever you need out of your car 75 times a day. I shouldn't say that, my neighbors are super nice. I just need that. I just bought WD-40 for my pliers. I should just go leave it on the hood of this car. Okay, and now all we have left is our... I think the loops are like easier to move around when they've got some more substance to them. That's why I'm constantly like, whenever I'm making bows, I'm like, wouldn't this be better if this bow was heavily starched within an inch of its life? Okay, and this one, roll him up, put him inside of here, and he will expand to fit. Maybe he will expand everywhere, and then he won't fit at all. this bow is on here a little tight. I think I'm going to loosen it up because, see, it's not as, you know, round as I would like. It's like these are like flat. So, but yeah, that's how I like to do that. You can, well, you can't even really see the papers in here. Maybe that's why people put it on the door with the paper still in. But yeah, I mean, tell somebody, hey, take the paper out before you hang it on your door, or leave it up. It's up to you. All right, I hope that helped. If you've got to, you know, transport or, you know, store your own wreaths, whatever you need to do. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys later. Bye.